What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Ruben Diaz, the centre-back for Man City, who has had a huge upgrade from his 81 gold card last year, managing now to get his 87. Obviously, we did finish off with a Ruben Diaz as a 94 team of the season, and pretty much most people got him by the end of it due to that 85 times 10. But now we've got the 87. He is at the moment coming in at 11k, and I think, to be honest, again, it's a safe move. Eventually he probably will become fodder more than anything due to the fact his pace just isn't quite there. But I think in terms of defensive ability, we have used Ramos quite a lot. We will be trying to get a review on him also, but for the moment I thought, you know what, we'll go with Prem, keep it nice and neat, because I think a lot of people are going for that Prem team. And I'm interested to see what Ruben Diaz is all about. Obviously next to him we have got Davinson Sanchez as a 75 paced, 79 rated centre back, so it's going to be interesting to see what he pairs up against more of a pacier centre back. And I'm not saying Davidson is like massively rapid, but most definitely is considerably quicker. We have got the 4-star weak foot, which is always a big bonus. 88 on his defence and physical. We've got solid player, leadership and power header, alongside some decent defensive stats. Great strength and aggression, stamina and jump-ins up there, and then obviously his defensive ability is pretty decent. We've gone with the shadow, which gives him 96 defending in the overall, and also 71 pace, giving him 67 acceleration and 75 sprint speed. So it does turn him into a 92 rated centre back on the overall, dead on 92 as well according to Footbin, which we will have a look at the end. So I think most definitely he's going to be a solid centre back, but it is going to beg the question when we go with someone who's a little bit pacier, maybe 80 plus. Does that have a massive impact, or is it more about kind of your defensive position as well as then the actual tackling animation? So it's interesting to see. Ramos was pretty good, and again, he's not necessarily what he was a few years back. He's definitely considerably slower than what we've seen before, but his kind of literally defense ability is what really keeps him in the game. So let's jump into Ruben Diaz and see, is he worth your coins? Ruben Diaz on the chase there. We've got the through ball into Martins. It's going to be very quick, so you've got to watch him on that counter. It's going to go in for that tackle. Great interception, chests it out and manages to coolly play it off to Chilwell, who is going to see that ball out, try and get that counter on the go. Diaz to stand up. Again, fantastic tackle. Really lets him know where he is at. Doesn't get past him in the slightest. Diaz stepping up again, and that's what I'm saying. Alongside his pace, I think defense is definitely a huge one in these starting weeks, especially seeing as though not everybody's going to have this meta god team, so it's nice to have somebody who can really defend and always have that position absolutely solid. Diaz again clearing it, only as far as the defender. Great block from Diaz, and we are seeing it out. That was a little bit of fumble from myself, but we do recuperate from it and manage to get the ball away. Diaz with a header. Again, solid defending. Diaz, again, easy work. And again, we just give the ball away literally straight after winning it back. Diaz again showing strength and winning it back twice. I think in terms of the ability that he's got in the defense is definitely making up for that pace decrease, or at least the lack of pace really. But I think if you do go against somebody who maybe can attack a little bit better, you probably will find someone who can really exploit that lack of pace. But I think that's probably going to be more towards the higher end sort of players. Diaz honestly has not put a foot wrong this game. Every single challenge has been absolutely spot on from him. Great block from Diaz in the opening of this match. Diaz again with a wonderful challenge, making that counter-attacking option. The defender's going to just manage to put his back on it basically. Ruben Diaz again, it just shows his tackling and just his general prowess around the defense is absolutely fantastic. Everything is really putting his name on. Oh, Diaz again doesn't win it, but enough time for then to the centre-backs to settle down into their positions. Ruben Diaz for 11k, honestly, as a starter centre-back, I really can see the appeal in him. Really solid centre-back, not put a foot wrong in 2 games. Obviously, we are playing people of probably more my level, so the higher end may be where you want to go for someone a little bit more quicker, but definitely as a tackler, cannot argue one bit from him. So we have the man that is Ruben Diaz, 11k, and oh my god, what a fantastic centre-back. Obviously, in terms of the Prem, we have got some very good centre-backs this year. Obviously, Van Dijk is still going to be one of the ones up there. We have now got Varane, who probably has turned into the new meta centre-back this year in terms of Prem as gold. We also have a Thiago Silva as an inform. Again, maybe not the greatest player in the world because of that 55 pace, but definitely you look at that defence and physical jobby, not bad at all. The one thing that I really like from Ruben Dias is, yes, his pace is a little bit down below, and probably right now you could get away with it, but in the future, once we start getting really fast, consistent wingers, strikers, midfielders, you're gonna really find him overwhelmed and gonna need him to be a little bit faster. That being said, inform special cards are made for that design, but right now his defensive ability was absolutely on point. There was no mistakes made from him. He tackled everybody, he got in the right positions. I think this card is absolutely fantastic for right now. That being said, like I say, in a week or two, maybe it's a bit different. We'll see how the game progresses. If there's any patches, if there's any kind of extra bits added, then obviously it will affect how this card feels. We did add the shadow onto him, which obviously gives him that little bit extra of the pace. Still, that acceleration is a little bit slower. So if somebody is doing, I can't remember what it's called, explosive sprints, that's where you're probably going to struggle with him, but I think a lot of people are taking time to figure that out, or I'm just not quite hitting them high level opponents just yet, where they will be kind of testing that out and really putting that into practice, which I think then he would have a problem with, because if you've got the likes of a 90 something pace winger, Traore, you've obviously got Vinny, you've got all of the other very fast wingers, there's so many to name, they're going to absolutely burn him for pace if you're not set up right, if the formation's not correct. I've noticed if you move like the left or right back out of position, you'll find that your centre back starts to drift to kind of get that guy. That is obviously how you're set up and how you are disciplined in that defensive zone. So it's going to be interesting to see how that progresses this year. I think definitely for right now, Diaz is definitely a solid centre back. Not the quickest, but defensive ability was absolutely smashing. So overall wise, I think for me, being realistic with him and knowing that necessarily pace can be a big thing going forward, I would happily give him a solid 8 out of 10 for right now. Obviously in gold versions, as we go into informs and specials, maybe would lower, but specifically for golds, I think a solid 8 just for mainly that defense and physical is really where it's at. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. Let me know down below who you want to see next. I have picked up some comments from obviously previous videos, so definitely stay in touch with them. I will be trying to pick out as many possible, and we have got plenty of time to get reviews done, so definitely stay tuned for all of that, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.